Line up, you fucking nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
They bring the heat.
Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher in the history of fighting.
They bring the knowledge.
If you think this fight is going 5 rounds, you are out of your mind.
They bring you the picks.
The dog is getting it done in this one.
We deliver every single week. We're bringing the heat, ladies and gentlemen.
The Moneyline.
Don't miss it on the MMA Experts channel each week. The Moneyline. We are live. It's your boy, AJ and Finch, back in the house. What's up, Finch?
Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. I'm feeling good. It was fun going through, doing a little recap of the year and picking out which one of these motherfuckers deserve which award. It's going to be fun.
Dude, I think we got a good little show for the people. It's one last off week before we're back to the content flow. Finch, we're getting back to work big time. 11 out of 12 weeks coming up. So essentially 3 months on of continuous UFC. You know, I couldn't be happier, bro.
Let's eat. You're telling me this for the first time. I didn't realize the schedule was like that. Damn. So they're just like, we're taking a month off and then we're back. I like it.
Back big time. Back like they never left. And the UFC off week is not a high-level combat sports off week. The BKFC has their Knuckle Mania card, and me and Finch were talking that we probably owe it to you guys to cover that event during the off week. So January 25th is Knuckle Mania. We'll do some breakdowns earlier in the week for that card. So big things coming 2025. Savage mode, dude.
Bare Knuckle Bets team is out here doing it on YouTube. We used to do it for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships. We'll bring it straight to you guys. I'm excited to cover all these BKFC events again. I'm going to place, at least a bet on every single BKFC card this year. And I'm looking to give them out in my channel as well. I'm diving in deep to BKFC. Let's go, McGregor. Dump another couple million on this. Let's see what you can make.
Let's go, Mystic Mac. We can start the stream off talking about this because I haven't heard your take on it. Logan Paul, Conor McGregor seems real. I mean, at least Conor's pushing it as reality. You got Logan Paul liking tweets about it. You got Logan Paul hitting the bag. How do you feel about this strange influencer fight in boxing for Conor?
The original call out, the original fight, back when Conor McGregor was on top of the world and Jake Paul was a joke in the boxing and mixed martial arts worlds, at least, was Jake Paul saying, one day I want to fight Conor McGregor. That's the fight I want. He was saying that shit a half decade ago. And now look at what's happened in those 5 or whatever years. I mean, the amount of W's this man has collected over aging UFC fighters and then Conor McGregor's downfall. It's incredible that at this point, Jake has a legitimate way to say, you're fighting my brother, you're ducking me, So this is crazy. No, I don't love the idea of Conor McGregor fighting a Paul brother. Conor McGregor's 5'9", fought at 145 pounds. These kids are light heavyweights. This is ridiculous.
I thought the same thing, right? Logan Paul walks around in the 200 club, and we got McGregor, who sure he can bulk up to 200 pounds, but that's not his natural fight weight. I think Conor McGregor, even, at 145, we can say he was extremely deteriorated as far as his physical appearance. He cut a ton of weight. So let's say at best, though, Conor's a true 55er. Maybe he can be a bulked up 170 pounder. Is he really walking around above 190 pounds? So is he fighting at walk around weight? Is him because Logan Paul's a big dude. Is Logan Paul going to cut down to 190 and we're doing it at 190? Like, I don't know what weight. That's another thing that I have a lot of interest in. I don't know how many rounds. I don't know if it's 12-ounce gloves, 10-ounce gloves. Who knows? What would interest me more would be a bare knuckle fight with Conor McGregor versus Logan Paul. They're not going to do that. This is a pipe dream. But if it was bare knuckle rules, I think I'd be at least a little more hyped for it. But in straight boxing, I just think it's going to be a strange spectacle. I understand that the Indian family that wants to set this fight up. They're billionaires, like $100 billion. And they are, I guess, willing to throw the kitchen sink of finances at a fight that's probably not going to get them nearly as much in return, but they don't care about that. They're looking to put like India on the map. The UFC.
It's a strange thing. We keep seeing this happening. This is the Saudi Arabia play. This is the Turkey Al-Sheikh play.
Yeah, it's the same play. It's bring in fights for a country and don't expect profit in return because they don't need profits. Like what the profit would be is if you get tourism to uptake. I feel like regardless of the money involved, when I just look at the matchup as a whole, like I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it is like a bit of a disgrace to the real combat fans, right? To me, as a purist of the game, I can watch Jake Paul and say, you know what? He's got legit boxing skills. And even though I don't want him and Conor McGregor to be the next fight, I could say, hey, I can at the least be like, Jake Paul's legit at boxing, but Logan Paul's not a legit boxer. He's done a couple random boxing matches, and now he's taking on Conor McGregor in a strange exhibition. There's no weight to the fight. If Conor McGregor knocked out Jake Paul, I think that would be big because it would be like, holy shit, of course, McGregor's the guy that, you know, puts the Jake Paul hype train to rest. But with Logan Paul, okay, he beats Logan Paul. So what? You lose to Logan Paul. Now you lost to a WWE wrestler and a podcaster.
100%.
Like, gain besides $200 million, supposedly. I don't even buy that. First thing, I don't buy the price tag. Maybe 40 million at most.
Yeah, I think that Conor has a lot to lose in the matchup. And isn't Logan bigger? Isn't Logan like taller?
Dude, Logan Paul is listed at 6'3", as we know, with you meeting fucking Randy Couture and Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's probably 6'2". Okay, he's listed at 6'2". He's probably 6'2" with shoes on, so let's say 6'1.5". McGregor's 5'9", though, and I think he's a real 5'9".
No, I think he's all a 6'2". So it's a dumber matchup in the sense of, you know, Logan's a heavyweight, and it's a dumber matchup in the sense of there's less at stake. Like the stakes are just so much higher. But maybe that's what Conor's doing, AJ. Maybe Conor's thinking, I'll go out there and try to put away a Logan Paul and then get the Jake Paul fight. Is that where we're at? That sucks. Yeah, but that might be where we're at.
Probably. Goldberg's actually where it's at, though. Thank you for the $10, Goldberg. What's good, AJ and Mike? Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone watching this dope stream. Hope you guys stay healthy and satisfied in 2025. My guy, Goldberg. Thank you.
Go, Goldberg. I appreciate that, man. You stay healthy and satisfied as well. I'll get healthier. I'm doing Shred Challenge at the gym. So January 11th to February 8th, you boys got to eat right. I think I gained like 6 pounds over Christmas. I'll go see RFK Jr. about that healthy stuff, man. I appreciate that.
Let's go. Thank you, Goldberg. Yeah, this is where we're at, though. It's a McGregor money grab. I think that, you know, everybody involved feels as it's a good chance to make money, and that's why it's being entertained. But to be fair, Dana White has never said this to be a reality. No UFC official has confirmed this. The only news outlets posting it, the main one, is from MacLife, McGregor's own source, right? And then there's been reposts by Happy Punch and, you know, different combat news outlets. And Logan Paul seemingly, you know, liking the tweet, McGregor reposting it.
Let's hope it doesn't happen.
I
much prefer that. Can we get Conor versus, I don't know, Tony Ferguson? Whatever the fuck y'all need to do to not do that.
I want to do Conor McGregor versus Paddy Pimblett. If Paddy Pimblett beats Michael Chandler, let's fucking do it. That's a big ass fight. Conor, Paddy Pimblett. I feel like that could somehow work.
I go for that, especially after that Bobby Green finish. Yeah, that works. That's better.
Good. Yeah, it's way better, but
come on, man.
I don't know if it's going to happen, though. We might be looking at a world where the Paul brothers are the money fights and McGregor's looking to chase dollar signs and fight a Paul brother. And that's it. That's the end. That's it. That's how the cookie crumbles, Mike.
I think there's a future for Conor McGregor in bare knuckle fighting championships at the end of his career. I was hoping it would go UFC, BKFC. If it goes UFC freak show fights, it might never go BKFC. You know what I mean? So, you know, once you go freak show, it's hard to go back.
We shall see. We shall see. But I think you can hear from the tone of both of us. Neither are like, yeah, Logan Paul, Conor McGregor, yeah, thumbs down, disapproval on
Ooh.
both fronts. And I'll elaborate
Don't
later
do
in
it.
this week. That's a video in itself of me going after that fight. Now, we do want to recap though 2024, okay? The MMA Experts 2024 based MMA award show. It's not all positive. We have, fraud of the year, L of the year. We'll go over our best and worst predictions of the year. It's going to be a pretty enjoyable show, but of course, you have to start with fighter of the year. Now, Mike Finch, our fighter of the year is for the calendar year of 2024. What's interesting about our concept of the awards is Mike's got his, I got mine. We don't necessarily have to agree on all of them. We'll go back and forth on the ones that we disagree on, and I guess support each other's claims when we agree. But I'm going to give you the mic, ironic, first, and you let me know, Finch, who is the fighter of the year for you in 2024?
Yeah, you gotta go with Poatan, man. Poatan just had this incredible run at light heavyweight. Poatan at the beginning of the year, it was Jamal Hill with the knockout. I mean, an incredible KO to headline UFC 300. He stepped on his foot. He laid him the fuck out. Or sorry, that was 300. Stepped on his foot, laid him the fuck out. Yuri Prohaska, the head kick was incredible in the second round. I mean, his control in that fight, his ability to put away one of the best strikers in the world, albeit, not phenomenal defense. I'm really excited to break down him and Jamal Hill coming up. But a brilliant KO. And then the Khalil Roundtree fight where he was tested and had to sort of dig deep in the fourth round. He's fighting more frequently than the other champions. I'm super disappointed that some of these other champs only fought once last year. Islam Makhachev, I mean, etc. So, in 2024, I think we had some greats shelved. That sucks. Poatan earned it with his activity and with 3 knockout finishes. The dude climbed the pound for pound rankings on his 11th and 12th MMA fighter of the year. No question to me.
Fighter of the year, no question. Finch, man, this is where we disagree. I have questions for you, Mike Finch. Ilia Topuria is the fighter of the year 2024. He beat 2 of the GOATs at featherweight, 2 massive wins at featherweight. He's 27 years old. He's undefeated in the UFC. Alex Pereira had a great year of a lot of exciting fights and big events. But on paper, the biggest wins of the year are Ilia Topuria's. By far. I felt like this was an unquestionable Topuria call. Now, I know a lot of people disagree with me. There's a lot of people that are probably with you going Pereira. I think I'll probably throw a poll up for the live chat. And we can hear the people
I'd be interested in that one. That's a good one.
Let me throw the poll up. You can keep chatting, and then we'll go back and forth on this one. All right.
All right. Alex Volkanovski's over the fucking hill at this point. He's 36 at 145. Actually, it's not even that old. That's not even that old. But you know what I'm saying? He's got miles on him. The Alex Volkanovski fight was incredible, and he dethroned a really, really decorated champion. That's badass. The Max Holloway one. Max is out of his prime, man. This is not I know Max is not that old, 33, but is this really the champ Max that we saw? I think Max has a lot of miles too. So I don't know. He's catching these guys after they've been champions, after they've, so the names are better. The name value is better. But I picked, Topuria in that Max fight. I don't think that was that crazy. And then, against Volk, I think you saw, would you imagine Volk getting head kick KO'd by Islam Makhachev? I mean, are we seeing a different Volk? I don't know. He's absolutely up there for fighter of the year. So, let me remove my statement that it's unquestionable. These two are unquestionable. Topuria had an incredible year. Of course. Alex Poatan Pereira fought more than him, fought another fight. And what he's doing, he looks like, he is showing another level of striking. He has techniques like a calf kick, which he seems to reinvent. This shit is fighter of the year worthy stuff.
Khalil Roundtree win last time out for Alex Pereira. Khalil was ranked number 8 in the world?
Right.
Fight before that, a rematch against Prohaska, who he KO'd the year before to win the belt. and a knockout of Jamal Hill. Impressive. Okay. The big 2 wins, Hill and Prohashka, are huge. The Roundtree win is smaller for me. Now, definitely him stepping up to the occasion and, taking a short notice championship fight to save the day at 303. It deserves a lot of respect. And I do see why he gets pushed towards Fighter of the Year. But how can we say Max Holloway is past his prime when the fight before he chinned Gaethje and potentially knockout of the year?
Gaethje looked like shit. Gaethje looked bad.
Like
I'm considering picking Dan Hooker over Gaethje. If you told me I'd be doing that last year, I thought you were crazy.
Okay. Volkanovski
Gaethje.
Volkanovski gives Makhachev the toughest fight of his life. And then he loses on short notice with head kick, and then Topuria starches him easily, though. Those wins still have weight to them. It's not like they would take someone else on L's.
Fuck yeah. Of course they got weight. No, Topuria is a badass motherfucker, man. Topuria is right up there. But you tell me, which pay-per-view headliner are you buying tickets to? Who sells more merch? Who's got more buzz? I think the spectacular shit that Poatan does is going to be more legendary.
I respect it. The spectacular shit of Poatan is real. He's got 6 million followers on Instagram. He's a fucking star. Ilya Topuria's got more followers on Instagram, though. 6.3 million.
Really?
I'm telling you, bro. Ilya Topuria, international star.
You just said about the same number. Pause. Chill.
He's got 200,000 more followers.
Right.
I'm an Ilya Topuria guy, but I respect Poatan. He's the number 2 fighter of the year for me. And it seems like Topuria is the number 2 fighter of the year for you, right? Number 2, you say Topuria?
Of course. Yeah. I'm not trying to disrespect Topuria. Topuria had an incredible year. It was 2 beautiful finishes, man. He is world class. I don't know. I'd just rather go to the Poatan event, though. I think it's a bigger deal. The highlights he's been putting on. I mean, he's on fire right now. Fighter of the year. Fuck, man. He's had an amazing year.
I guess I'm disagreed with by the chat as well. 78% of the chat agree that the fighter of the year is Alex Pereira. So, Mike Finch, it seems like you are the consensus pick for fighter of the year.
Me?
Consensus pick. Good call. Listen, I still believe that Topuria is the guy, but it's interesting to see the community agrees with Finch. So I guess on paper, the MMA Experts fighter of the year, with my disagreement, goes to Pereira, but AJ's call Topuria. I like that we're taking the chat into consideration. I thought that was a good idea. Make the community a part of it. So fighter of the year ultimately is going to go to Alex Pereira for the MMA Experts channel, with the community backing Finch man's call, which I respect. I honestly didn't think Topuria will win the votes either, man. I knew they'd give it to Poatan. Shama, guys. Listen, fighter of the year is nice and all, but fight of the year is the real entertainment. 2024 was a year of amazing fights. High-level championship fights like Dricus du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya, Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier. Absolute bangers on the Sphere card like Esteban Ribovics and Daniel Zellhuber. There's a lot to choose from as far as the fight of the year. I felt as though I had to call a championship fight of the year. The back and forth battle for me between Dricus du Plessis and Israel Adesanya stood out amongst the bunch. I remember watching it and saying to myself, damn, this is my fight of the year. And nothing topped it for the rest of the year. Now, of course, there was good bangers throughout and some fun 3-round fights and good back and forth scraps like Rabeshki and Orabai was crazy too. But I guess I'm also putting the stake of championship status on the line with the fight of the year. And I felt I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't call a 5-round fight of the year. So I'm going to say for me, du Plessis Adesanya. What do you think, Finch? What's your fight of the year?
Wow, that's a wild one, bro. I did not think that was nearly as good. Damn. Okay, we're going to have to go to war on that one. My favorite fight of the year has to be Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier. Those two went toe-to-toe. It got bloody. It got wild. It went to the 5th round, and then Islam Makhachev has to pull out his best submission. It was a fucking war. I loved the ability to wrestle back and get back to striking for Dustin Poirier. He got fucking exhausted going to war with Islam Makhachev. It was cool to see Islam pushed like that. For me, for sure, the most fun one was Islam Makhachev and Dustin Poirier.
Well, listen, the chat's going to also let us know. We got the poll up so we can get the people's call. I guess when I watched Dricus du Plessis and Adesanya, I think it was also the fact that du Plessis was relentless with pressure and was able to find the chink in Adesanya's armor. But like up until the finish, right, and the final sequences in the fight, Adesanya looked like the momentum was favoring him.
Well, he could have won it, but wasn't Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis a better fight? I think fight-wise.
I didn't feel like that. I don't know.
Banged it out, even though Strickland was throwing some goofy shit sometimes. You know, they were fucking banging it out. Bro. I thought
You're a big Strickland fan, Finch.
Am I? I like
you are. You are. I like the Adesanya DDP fight, man. That for me, I felt like was number one, but I guess the community.
Well, I think the community would go Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje. I think that's the obvious fight of the year from this year. But you know, that fight deserves respect. We got to recall that fight. But for you know, it couldn't sweep the awards show. I think that like what fight would I rather watch back right now? Islam and Dustin is a dope one. Honorable mention. I saw it in the chat too. I can give them credit if I find it again. Here, Shum versus Roundtree. Yo, that fight was sick.
That was sick. Both were good fights. Listen, there was a shit ton of good fights. Ribovics and fucking Zellhuber could have been in the lineup. I know Finch is ahead. The chat is picking against me. Realistically, it's not a competition. It's just our opinions. But the community is agreeing with Finch.
Oh, it's not a competition now that AJ starts losing. All of a sudden,
no, I'm taking L's on these picks. What the fuck, man?
That's funny how that works. No,
chat, why you guys being contrarians, man? They're going against me, bro. I swear.
Join the dark side.
They're on the dark side. Listen, Finch has got the all black background. I said I might have to go all black. I don't know.
I think after this show, you might.
I might have to. Shit. This chair is so comfortable, bro. I just have to say that randomly. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about this chair, bro. Changes the game. What type of chair is that?
It's fine. It's just a black office chair. Just a very simple. Can you guys see it? I know you guys can't see the background too well, but yeah, simple black office chair. It's got, you know,
yeah,
it's all right. It does its job. It might not be AJ comfy, but it does its job.
Yeah, bro. There's days spent on this chair, so I gotta make it as comfortable as possible. You know what I'm saying? This is why I can lean back. Like, bro, if I wanted to, I can lay down. I can lean here, hang out.
Lay down. Let's see. You ain't laying down. That ain't. Oh, there he goes, folks. And then you guys see the whole thing is just a wallpaper. It just falls over.
It all goes down. It all goes down. I'll be honest, man. I'm just stalling to buy time to see if I get some votes here. Because, wow, I'm getting smoked, bro. I don't even want to continue this fucking poll.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Bury him, folks.
Listen, Poirier is going to be the fight of the year for the community, man. Fuck. I said DDP Adesanya, but tonight, we're not in agreement. But listen, I think there'll be some agreement as we keep running. But the fight of the year for the channel.
I tell you that fight was technical. Go on.
Makhachev Poirier, fight of the year, according to the community, according to the Finch, and ultimately the people's vote is the final decider. Even though for me, it's DDP Adesanya. But at the end of the day, it's not just up to me. It's majority rules up in here. And congratulations, Makhachev. And Poirier, fight of the year. Damn.
Shit was sick.
That was sick. Well, listen, we got plenty more. You guys think that we're close to done? We're going to be here for a while, man. We're going to be here for a while. We got several more. All right. Let's jump to the event of the year. Now, 2024 hosted the card of all cards, UFC 300, which I think for a lot of people would be the obvious pick because it was a super card stacked from bottom to top. I'm curious if you're going that same way, Finch, are you on UFC 300 as the card of the year?
Look, the Sphere has to be mentioned because the Sphere was set up to be, this once in a lifetime combat sports event, and in many ways it was. But how bad that co-main and main event was on an entertainment scale just completely bombed the place out. So you can't go Sphere because of that. Although I love what they did with the Sphere, although I want to go to a Sphere card, although it was very cool and I like people going from 0 to 1 doing something that's never happened before. We gotta go with UFC 300. That fucking card was sick. Everybody went to war. Everybody was hating on the card coming up to it. You remember? I remember an AJ video or two shitting on that card. But you know what? Dana White always says, he's like, you can't judge a card before it happens. And really, he's taking an idea and showing you one side of it, which is how good the fight ends up being on an entertainment scale. That's a different thing than how much we want to see a specific fight. Those are two different things. So judging the card before you see it, how much do you care who wins, who loses, right? Do you care about watching the event? That's the scale the fans are talking about. Pre-UFC 300, it was, the opinions were all over the place. Then post-UFC 300, the fights were so fucking entertaining, you have to pick it.
Mine's different, though. Mine's different. 308. UFC 308 is my card of the year. That was an amazing card.
What happened on that card? Let me look it up.
Topuria Max Holloway, legendary knockout win for Topuria, being the first man to put Holloway out. Robert Whittaker, Hamzat Chimaev absolutely wrecking Robert Whittaker. Then Ankalaev and Rakic was a good technical fight. Murphy and Ige was fun. But then to start the card off, you had sensational double spinning back fist KO by Shara Bullet. I felt like this was a special card. I mean, Ibo Aslan with a violent knockout, Jeff Neal with the finish, Rumbeshki and Orabai going to war in one of the best fights of the year, Abis Magomedov overcoming the powerhouse in Bruno Ferreira, Kelly and Zechiku making easy work of Chris Barnett, Basharat taking out Hugo, Nardiev ended up pulling off the win over Silva, and Fakhretdinov with the robbery W over Leal. I felt like 308 was special, man, and that's going to be my card of the year.
Yeah, I don't really need to read you this UFC 300 card, bro. You already know what the fuck it is. The first fight of the main card was Charles Oliveira, Arman Sarukian. That was the first fight of the main card, dog. Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje. Do I have to go through that? Weili Zhang and Yan Xiaonan's a sick matchup. Alex Pereira's knockout over Jamal Hill is sick. Bo Nickel back when he actually was running through motherfuckers. Yuri Prohaska scores a knockout. Kayla Harrison with the Holly Holm domination. Diego Lopez knocks out Sadiq Youssef. Brother. It didn't quite hit like 300, but that's a good card. I don't have to shit on all your picks. That's the second best card of the year.
I think that for me, I guess because 308 was a big card, but it wasn't like that 300 spectacle. The fact that it delivered in the way that it did is what pushed me towards picking it.
Yeah, that's a sick card. I mean, Hamzat running over Whittaker, breaking his fucking face. Jesus, the knockout in the main event. Yeah.
It was violent AF, dude.
Yeah. None of those moments were quite Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje moments.
No.
But those were fucking, I mean, yeah. Those were, that's the second best card of the year.
Respect. I guess I'm just choosing fucking second best over here because looking at the fucking.
Did I get it again?
Man. Yes.
Well, that's a popular one. I think UFC 300 actually won it, right? If you look at like the ESPN awards.
Yeah.
So
no, they really did.
I had the favorite, dog.
You had the minus fucking 400 favorite.
I had the minus 400 favorite.
I'm going underdog calls on everything.
They're gonna vote against you no matter what now, just so you know. So whatever you pick, they're going the other way, dog. It's dubs for the Mike Finch show today.
Mike Finch W, bro. Listen, the UFC 300 event is the event of the year, and 308 number 2 for sure. A great year of fights, some fun events for sure. Capped off with UFC Tampa, which was a decent fight night card, and then started off with what? UFC, was it 296? Was that the comeback card? Was it Duplessis Strickland, or am I mixing it up for last year?
You tell me.
297 actually. Yeah, Duplessis Strickland 297.
Not good with
296.
these fucking numbers, bro.
I'm a numbers whiz at this point,
Like,
Finch. I
what
have
happened to UFC 96? Man, I don't fucking memorize. I don't fucking know. Tell me the
UFC
fight.
96. I don't even know who fought at 96.
I just made that up. But I actually used to watch all those cards. So let me see here.
I might have to go back and rewatch UFC 96 now. It seems like the universe is recommending.
Keith Jardine versus Rampage Jackson.
Damn, son.
In Columbus, Ohio. Was I there? Was I at this card?
Maybe you were. That's why you remember 96. It's a special number for you, bro.
Yeah, that just popped into my head. I might have been at this card. Wow, I got a bad memory if I can't remember that. For sure, I was at a Rampage fight. No, it was Tennessee. It was Memphis. That was for Bellator when he fought King Mo.
That's a throwback too. Holy shit.
Yeah. I interviewed King Mo after. That's a funny fucking interview. You guys should check that one out.
It's on the channel still?
I'll have to upload it. If you type in Mike Finch King Mo, I bet it would pop up. But don't leave. Hang out with us.
Throwback interviews.
All the viewers drop.
Let's go to 0. It's an off week, bro. It's an off week. It's all good. Listen, respect to the Finch man's UFC 300. That's going to be the event of the year. And let's keep running up. We got knockout of the year for 2024. Listen, Finch, I think that Oliveira with the flying knee over Sopa is the knockout of the year. That's the most violent and vicious KO of the year. That's the craziest KO of the year, right? It's up there. I mean, Salikov with the spinning back kick against fucking Kim Han Song is big too.
He turned him into a bobblehead, bro. That was crazy. That flying knee was so fucking vicious. That knockout is so ugly. Like that really shows you what's at stake, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you go to your job every day and say it's stressful, but you could pretty much guess that that's not going to happen to you.
Probably not.
Where when you go into the octagon, you know, these are the fucking consequences. That KO was ugly. That was an ugly ass KO. Scary.
What's your KO of the year, Finch?
My knockout of the year is going to be Max Holloway. That's when you give it to him. I think it was the actual KO itself. Because looking back at Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, it was a good fight. It wasn't a bloodbath, all drag him out war until towards the end there. They started getting warmer. And then it was like point at the ground time, bang it out. It was sick. It was a great way to sort of escalate a good fight. But it wasn't some type of all-type legend fight. What it was an incredible moment, an incredible knockout. I think you can encapsulate that entire exchange in the knockout of the year. Max Holloway pointing at the fucking ground, making Justin Gaethje go to him when Justin Gaethje's nose was fucked up. His eyes were watering. He got spinning back kick to the nose. And so his eyes are watering. He's in there fucking closing his eyes a little bit. Max Holloway puts his head down and puts him out. Come on, man. That was legendary shit. You know that's going to go down in history a lot more than Vinicius who?
You know what? You're probably right, Finch. I might have to next year. I'm not doing no chat polls. Man. Can't handle these polls.
Another favorite pick, though. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I get it though. Like Sopa and Oliveira, it's on a prelim, right? It's against a viral KO that was literally at UFC 300, which is
Bernardo
the event of the year.
I know they're good. They're both good.
Clean. Yeah,
they're both good.
AJ taking another L, trying to be a contrarian, bro.
Yikes. Buzzer beater as well. Solid call, Lethal Sugar. But that's pretty much what he does. So it's in context, right? Like he points at the ground because it's the end of the round. Yeah. Not because it's the beginning of the round, right? And he points to the ground like, yo, we got 10 seconds left. How are we going out, you know? And in Justin Gaethje's case, it was face down.
Face down, ass up. Face down, ass up. The KO of the year seems like it's Holloway Gaethje, man. I mean, I'm letting the poll run, but you're comfortably ahead, bro. If it was like several points away, but you got a 35-point lead up in here, Finch. Your was way ahead.
Brutal.
KO of the year is Holloway Gaethje. Boom.
It has to be, guys. Come on. That was beautiful. Congrats to Max Holloway, man. What a fucking statement. What an incredible knockout. Got him a fucking title shot at a different weight class.
That's facts. I guess the value of the win. Hey, listen, Oliveira is a good up and comer, though. All right, Oliveira, that knockout definitely did wonders for him because he beat Ricky Simone afterwards.
That also helps me shit on your Ilya Taporia for fighter of the year thing too, because Max Holloway wasn't even at the weight class for his fight. They fucking moved him down. They gave him a title
Oh
shot off of
shit!
another weight class. What
Oh
is this
shit!
nonsense? He ain't fighting real contenders. He's fighting this superstar.
Listen. We're going back to the fucking fighter of the year thing. Holloway was running through everybody at featherweight, besides Volk.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
The people are on your side, Finch, but you know what? I still think it's Topuria. I still got
Chan
Ilya.
Sung Young, he knocked out. Like Chan's what, 70?
65. He's 65, bro.
He lost to Volk. He beat Arnold Allen, Korean Zombie, and then Justin Gaethje and got Ilya Taporia. I mean, I guess that earns you a title shot. Arnold Allen's decent, but Justin Gaethje's the wrong weight class, and Chan Sung Young is really a zombie at this point. Anyway, knockout of the year. Now I'm going to give Max Holloway his flowers. Let's put it down for knockout of the year. Max fucking blessed.
Max bless, baby. Listen, the awards get more based as we go up. Like these early ones, I'll be honest, Finch, they're so bland and vanilla. I was like, bro, we can't fucking do vanilla. We're going to do knockout of the year, submission of the year, this, that of the year. No, it's time that we fucking heat things up a little bit. All right. This next one gets us closer to the heater, but it's still, somewhat typical. But the base shit is coming soon. This one is the dub of the year, okay? The most crucial, biggest, most influential, big maybe upset. It's really up to you what you want to call the dub of the year. Finch, man, what is the dub of the year for you?
Yo, the dub of the year is Moneyline. Thanks for being here, all you motherfuckers. Moneyline had a fucking incredible year. We covered every single UFC event, picked every single UFC fight. So dub is for us. But what I wrote down for dub of the year is Khamzat motherfucking Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev broke Rob Whittaker's face. I think that was a career-shifting fight where I heard the narrative go from can he fight in these 5-round fights to is he the best we've ever seen? I mean, the narrative just shifted drastically. I thought that was an earthquake of a performance. Khamzat Chimaev's dub over Rob Whittaker, dub of the year.
Dub of the year over Rob Whittaker. Listen, Bilal had a big win, though. Bilal being Leon was huge, but no, I'm fucking around. That's not going to be my dub of the year.
You're going to lose another poll. Here's a poll you can win. Khamzat me with it.
No, I think the dub of the year is Khamzat Chimaev. I'm not going to fucking play the contrarian just for shits and gigs. I thought that Khamzat's win changed the narrative about him completely, like you mentioned, right? It turned into Khamzat is lazy. Khamzat has a weak immune system. Khamzat can't make weight. Khamzat's not fighting again. And then he made such quick work of Robert Whittaker that it moved the fucking needle a ton. And I think got him into most people's title picture. I mean, I think he deserves the title fight. I don't think he needs one more before he fights for the belt. But obviously, we're waiting on the sidelines before he gets a shot with Duplessis versus Strickland 2, which they got to settle the dust on that one. But I think the biggest win of the year, especially like a non-title win, but Khamzat, the way he ran through Whittaker, the way that it changed the view of him, I'm with you, bro. Khamzat is the dub of the year. Bilal would probably be number 2 because I feel like that was a huge win over Leon, the way he handled him. But we can ask the chat because I think Bilal deserves respect. I had to do number 2s even if I wasn't picking it, Finch.
No, I love it. Yeah, it was different when he was knocking out like Reese McKee and Darce choking John Phillips, That shit was different. When he knocked out Gerald Mearshart, that was a fucking moment. That's where you could see you're like, oh, he can fucking strike like that. You're like, oh shit. This motherfucker's not just, this incredible wrestler. He can actually knock people out on the feet. And then now he's, beating Kamaru Usman, Darce choking Kevin Holland, and then fucking breaking the face of Rob Whittaker. Whole new level of respect for Khamzat Chimaev. Just an incredible performance, man. I can't even. I'm not. You want to go for that name? You want to try that name?
DJ Oli Sentiman GA, bro. Let's go, dog. Thank you for the $10, my guy. He says, AJ, I want to come to Florida for a week to hit a little Airbnb on the beach with a gym. Looking for somewhere quiet, not peak jungle mania. Do you have any recs for an area? I don't know about the gym side of things for you, but if you're looking for like a more chill beach around the like Tampa Bay area vicinity that I would know of, is like Madeira Beach is like pretty chill, pretty nice too. It's like the similar vibe to like Clearwater, which is like a well-renowned beach, right? But I would say more quiet, more calm, less craziness, still very clean, still decent restaurants, but it could be not fancy enough for you though. I don't know. It's a little bit, I don't want to say like low income, but it's not fancy at all. If you're looking for fancy, bro, you might have to go down to like Marco Island and the bougie shit over there. It's like a more chill area near Naples, bro. I'd say those are the two that I can think of, man. Thank you for the 10 though. And I hope you find the gym by the beach. I don't know of any, bro. I don't know. You're gonna have to go to a more popping beach for that. Like
You
if you
don't
go
need
to
the first off, you don't need the gym if you're on vacation. You know,
Mm.
these people who go to the gym on vacation, sent the manja, relax, dog. Just
Chill.
relax. You got the beach. If you want to jog the beach, jog the beach. You don't need a treadmill. Get
Yeah.
out there, take your shoes off, man. You know, if you're on vacation, like you could work out all year, all the fucking time. When you're on vacation, be on fucking vacation.
Be on
You
vacation.
relax, man. So have a great trip to Florida. The winter's the time to go.
Big W, bro. You know what's crazy, Finch? How close this poll is. I mean, it's spread a little bit, but it was like in the 50s to the 40s, like 59%, 40. Nah, now it's 38-62. Hamzat over Whitaker's winning, it seems like. I'd be surprised if it goes the other way.
That's my point, JD. My point is that the striking of Hamzat was not as impressive against his everything was not as impressive against that level of competition. It's much more impressive to see him beating the modern day like Rob Whitaker. That's a fucking huge win. That was my point, dog. Chill, bro. By the way, GM3 is a friend of the show. He will not be disrespected like that. So watch it.
The disrespecting GM3, man.
The fuck?
When's your GM3 interview? 2024, bro. What are his goals of the year? You and GM3 smoke a joint. That's what I'm in for.
I was gonna do that show instead of To the Point with Mike Finch, it'd be To the Joint with Mike Finch.
What the fuck? Why are we not doing it, bro? It's a marketable
I roll
show.
up with a fucking, spark it up. We talk about life,
I think it'd be a cool show. I'm interested. I'll be a guest on the show. Bring me on, man.
We were looking at doing it with Nate Diaz. I was talking to people to make it. I mean, it just never happened, but I'm not opposed to the joint with Mike Finch. Go fund me. Start it. Let's go.
Let's go. Listen, Hamzat over Whitaker is the people's call. But you know what else is the call for the people? My call of duty. Smash the damn like button, chat. Show some love. Hit the likes. We just crowned the dub of the year to Hamzat Chimaev. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 plus little awards to go. I mean, the show, to be honest, is just kicking off, bro. It's 1:05 a.m. by me, and we're really just starting, okay? We're not even halfway through. We got to keep it running, all right? Next up is more of a simple one. It's the prospect of the year. 2024 had the breakout of Carlos Prates, who I think for many is going to be prospect of the year. Vinicius Oliveira thriving and really showcasing himself well on the come up. Gene Silva making waves in the featherweight division and then pulling off a nice W over Drew Dober at lightweight. There was a lot of prospects to watch. Michael Morales bursting on the scene. But one that stands tall for me is going to be Carlos Prates. His style is sensational. I mean, if the guy can stop takedowns, I see him making waves at welterweight right now. His striking skills, I think, are unmatched in that weight class. Former kickboxer. Give me Carlos Prates prospect of the year.
It's a fucking incredible prospect of the year, man. Carlos Prates running through people. He's a finisher. His Muay Thai is disgustingly good. That whole team is the prospect of the year. The Fighting Nerds can fucking fight. I think they're playing with the nerd stuff. You guys want the fight? You guys want the prospect of the year? The prospect of the year for 2024 is my boy Charlie motherfucking Radke. Let's go, Charlie. Charlie Radke getting 2 KOs, getting his last KO in the very first round against Matthew Semmelsberger. That's the fucking future GOAT right there, folks. Charlie Radke, shout out to him, a friend of the channel. That's my prospect of the year.
All right. Well, listen, let's
obviously you got to give it to obviously AJ's about to win this poll. We want to help AJ out because Charlie Radke got kneed to the body and put away. I understand. I know I'm being a little silly. I know. Go ahead.
I respect it. Hey, listen, I'm glad you did something
Go
different.
ahead. Damn it.
Listen, it's Prates or Radke, chat. Those are your 2 options.
Yo, we should have done OG of the year. Cub Swanson is the OG of the year.
We'll give it to him right now. Cub Swanson, congratulations, OG of the year. Congratulations, Cub. We're sending you a fucking award to your house, bro.
Cub
we're sending you one of those
Swanson,
plastic trophies.
OG of the year. Perfect.
OG of the year. 94% say Prates already. Should I just close the poll, Finch?
I mean, yeah, Radke got bodied by Prates, dog.
Yeah,
Prates is it. I mean, yeah, there's a couple good ones, but Prates is it. Prates got to headline a UFC fight night too. Made quick work of old skin and bones there. Neil Magny. Yeah, Prates.
Chicken shit, Magny. He's got nothing left.
It might be a wrap, but Prates is just on fire too. The knockouts speaks for themselves, man. You finish fights like that. It's Poetan shit.
He looks like Poetan, a little blend of Poetan and fucking Adesanya.
A little vibe of Poetan there, yeah. Like when you're in there with him, you realize the shots are for keeps.
Yeah.
When he buries a limb into your body, he's trying to shut it off.
He's a killer. Carlos Prates is the guy. He's the guy that's gonna be under my watch for all of 2024. I'm looking forward to seeing if he can stop takedowns against good wrestlers, not just Neil Magny,
That part.
Yeah, that's everything. That's really his success is determined by his defensive grappling. It's going to be everything. His striking, I kid you not. I think right now, him and Ian Gary's striking only, he's got him for sure. But now if you mix Ian Gary's grappling in, I don't know. Ian Gary's good at jiu-jitsu.
He has to put it together. It would be nice to see Ian Gary go to a school that wrestles better. I don't know if he's going to get that training with Charles Oliveira, but it's close. Sure. He has adjustments to make because he's not able to get the championship. So I can't really credit him with a full grappling game. Like that rear naked choke was bad. I broke down why I could just see that he doesn't have all of the aspects of a solid strangle. He doesn't have rotation. He's not, changing his grip. Well, he did the hook the glove thing. That was creative. So you give him that. But you could just see that he can get better at wrestling and jiu-jitsu. So as to where Prates is just more unknown, AJ. He might be better than Ian Gary on the ground. I don't know.
I guess we shall see. I mean, he trains with Kyle Bryant, who's good on the ground. Fighting Nerds got something special, but this one's interesting real quick from chat. Most disappointing fighter of the year. I think that you're going to get that answered with our fraud of the year, which is coming soon. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Although disappointing has this it's like a sad thing. Disappointing's like, they let you down. It's a little different. Fraud of the
L of the year, bro. We're doing L of the year as well. That could be it.
Exactly. We're going there, folks.
We're gonna get there. Listen, guys, we're crowning Prates prospect of the year as we all should. We got to keep running. Now things get a little more fun. The L of the year for 2024. Now, what this category means is just the loss of the year, whether it's aura loss, whether it's stock drop, whether it's a terrible L in the cage. There's plenty of losses that can come even outside of, the octagon. So it's going to be the fighter that I feel like has lost the most stride in stock in 2024. Now, Finch, for me, I think it's Tony Ferguson. I mean, 8-fight losing streak. I know that he was doing bad pre-2024. but how easy Chiesa ran him over. It's just like, I think that in Tony Ferguson's best interest, it's retirement. I think that the hype was, okay, maybe if he moves up to 170, right? This could be a better version of him. He took some time off from December to August. August is when he got choked out by Chiesa, but he looked worse than any of the previous fights. He got ran over by Chiesa, and I felt that any hopes of him doing, anything are definitely over now. Maybe the new weight class would change things. But the yell of the year for me is T Fer, just overall. Like, I know he had a bad losing streak prior, but that loss was worse.
But T Ferg's in his 40s. I mean, with Conor McGregor, you had somebody who was this guy who would fight anybody at any weight class, sort of seen as, brave and sort of seen as reliable, gone all the way to the other end of the spectrum. Now what he says is considered a joke. When he says, I'm fighting this person on this date, would you believe it? Dana White's laughing about it at the press conferences. It is a joke. Now, back when I would say that he was addicted to drugs, people would criticize me. It would be like a negative thing. Now, when I say he's addicted to drugs, people are like, what else is new? I heard audio of Conor McGregor leaving someone like a voice message, and he just sounded so fucked up. This was a year and a half ago now. You could really see what he's been doing getting that fucked up. It's probably cocaine. It's probably alcohol. And, from being in and out of court and whatever the fuck happened with that, I don't know anything more than anybody else does. All I know is that Conor's had a fucking problem, man. He's been battling with like addiction and partying, and it's caught up to him. So L of the year, the court stuff, the pulling the when is he fighting, the fake news Conor, huge L for Conor this year.
What do you think about the Logan Paul fight? More else adding on top of it?
About the Logan Paul? No,
Yeah,
I mean,
is that a W news or what?
He
What
comes back and whips an overhand right at Logan Paul and lays him out in the first round. Then
that'd be big.
He could turn it into a dub. He could turn that one into a dub. Nah, the L is being on the wrong side of I don't even want to use the word, but you know what I'm talking about. That's not good, bro. That's not,
Being on the wrong side of fucking you know what? I know.
So that's sad. And I don't know what really happened. But what I do know is Conor has destroyed aspects of his reputation that he used to hold so dear. Like, I mean, Conor was, remember when RDA pulled out of the fight because he had a sore toe? He had a sore toe, Conor was, what the fuck is that? From there to, you can't book a fight with this guy. He got $600 million selling Proper 12, something like that.
Right.
My man don't need to fight nobody. So he's addicted to the limelight. Yet he doesn't really want to fight deep down. He's not really gonna get in fight shape and fight focus deep down. So sad L for Conor in 2024. One of my favorite fighters ever, by the way.
Conor McGregor in his prime, for people that didn't get to witness it live, I don't think they can quite comprehend the magnitude of a prime Conor McGregor fight. This was when the UFC wasn't even as big as it is today, but everybody was talking about Conor McGregor when he was fighting. Alex Pereira is a modern day star in the UFC, but Conor in his prime, in a time that the sport was not as big, absolutely engulfed Pereira's hype. Like, it's not even tangible, the difference. It's like Conor McGregor in his prime was beyond special. But yeah, now he's a party animal. He's done it. He's made it. Now he's boxing Logan Paul. That's the L of the year. I agree. I'll shift my pick. I agree.
Yes, we got him, folks. We got him. Come on.
Nah,
man.
it's real.
I'm rooting for him, dude. It'd be better if he got his shit together, if he pulled a Tyson Fury turnaround, pull back from the brink.
Can't
But
see it.
nah, man, and he doesn't have to fight nobody. But then don't be out here pretending like you are.
Yeah, he pulled out of the Chandler fight, so that's how it goes. Conor, L of the year. The pullout, no comeback. Maybe 2025. Maybe Logan Paul. Maybe I don't give a shit.
Even the best fall down sometimes. Conor was the most entertaining guy all around. I mean, to watch fight, his style, the build up, the way he would make you care about a fight. So it's in perspective of where he was too,
Yeah, agreed. Listen, Conor McGregor, L of the year. I'm going to agree with the Finch. Let's keep running. I don't want to be on this somber note, Finch. I'm getting sad. I'm actually getting tears in my eyes. I'm starting to tear up a little bit. I might cry.
Don't cry.
Ah!
No, AJ. Relax, man. Relax. You got this. Listen, we're going to go on to brighter. Yeah, I know you got something good.
I got something great, actually. The best pick of the year. It's prediction time. Finch and I did a fuckload of fight predictions in 2024. About 3,400 to be exact. No, I really don't know the exact number, but
that sounded official. Oh,
it
shit.
did, right?
Oh, shit.
We picked some great ones, and you can see on the screen 2 great picks from myself and Finch, man. Finch, I already know yours. I think you can guess mine. Give us your pick of the year. There's no vote on this one. This is just simply what you think is your best prediction of 2024.
After a 2022 pick of GM3 by submission over Bruno Silva, when he was dog money in that one, 3-1 dog money, I see him improperly listed again as 3-1 dog money against Edmund Shabazian. And what the fuck did I do? GM3 via sub, son. We stuck with our guns. We saw it coming. All right. And I wasn't a fool either. I picked against GM3 in the last one against DeRitter. So I'm not just blindly going there. GM3 via sub happens so frequently and yet is shunned by the bookies. It's always some stupid odds. I forgot what it was, but it was more than 4-1. He makes it fucking happen. So nothing makes me happier than seeing a GM3 submission, AJ.
Nothing makes you happier? Damn, bro.
My wife. My wife, good. The son, being alive,
Yeah.
But,
no, it's up there, though. I understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally understand. For me, it was the Brandon Royval pick. I had it between 2, and you can pick between the 2 which you think is better. I called Money Moicano over BSD, and I had Royval over Tyara. Both were big underdogs. Royval was slightly larger as a dog, which is why I ended up picking the Royval pick of the year. But I would say both of those are up there. What do you think's the number one?
Nah, that's sick. So wait, Royval, what was the other one?
Royval over Tyara and Moicano over BSD.
I like your Moicano over BSD. I like that one. And I think the odds were wider.
They were about the same, but I think a little bit wider for Royval.
Those are nice. Both of those are really nice. Yeah, both of those were headliners too. So good call. Yeah, there's something I like more about that Money Moicano pick. You nailed it.
The Money Moicano pick was fucking A tier too, because it was like a real deal fraud check. With Royval, it was like, you know what? It was kind of a real deal check, but I won't say fraud check because Tyara still gave a really gutsy performance.
Took his back multiple times, man. Kid's got game, but the striking got checked for sure.
Big time. And your GM3 call was fucking money, bro. You definitely were the GM3, man. I think those are the goated picks of 2024.
We had some good ones. I had distance for Biggie Boy over Tuivasa. It was plus 800.
That was big.
So I had some goofy ones.
There's some good ones. Listen, we had some great picks, better picks coming though in 2025. Let's keep running, right? The worst pick of the year. You think we're just going to give our best? We had some bad predictions, guys. Everybody picking fights has some misses. And I'm fucking used to getting flamed for any miss that I have during the streams, right? So I'm accustomed to it. I figure we should talk about it publicly. Now, you guys in chat can give me what you think my L of the year was, but dude, I honestly felt like my worst pick was Colby Covington looking back at it. Cause I'm like, damn, Colby on short notice, out of his prime. Like, I don't know. I should have known that was trouble. And I saw what Buckley had to offer, takedown defense and power. And I knew Colby's head wasn't fully in it, right? It focused so much on the election. And it's had some strange hope that I thought it would come to fruition. And I know it's the fight that closed out the year, but I don't know. Recency bias might be my reasoning, but I thought Colby was a pretty bad pick for me.
Oh man, it has to be Stipe. I mean, there's I hated picking Leon Edwards over Bilal just to see Bilal fuck his ass up. I'm like, what the fuck? Here I am, I think about my analysis, right? And you think back and you just go, what can I learn? Like when you watch some of these, those were like two performances where I'm like, I need to download this data. Like, what did I get wrong here? And in Bilal's case, it's just, I had grappled with him before, and I was judging him based on that rather than just looking at his progress. His progress is insane, even physically. So what does it matter what he grappled against me like? I'm thinking Leon could stop this. He probably could. That's not who he's in the cage with. So I made that mistake with Bilal. And then with Stipe, it's like I criticized John for being out for so long and having shoulder surgery, but Stipe is in his 40s and out for so long too, and is a little stiff already. Like, so those are the two biggest lessons for me this year. We don't lose, we learn.
We don't lose, we learn, chat. Listen to that. We don't lose, we learn. Asakura was definitely one of my worst picks. The Tabitha Ritchie pick was fucking terrible. Yes. There was some fucking bad calls. I mean, it's reality, right? Every year you're going to have picks where you scratch your head and say, I fucking called that.
Listen, we pick every single fight. Every single UFC fight, we give you a pick for. You do that all year, you're going to fuck a couple up.
You're going to fuck a couple up. But we have to learn from mistakes. The Colby fight should have been obvious. Pete Rodriguez, the Pete Rodriguez lock. Well, that was fucking terrible too. You remember that? Pete Rodriguez, geez, man, that's a bad one. When was that? February. Oh my gosh, I was thinking that was 2023. That was a bad fucking pick. Pete Rodriguez, one of my worst picks of the year too, bro. There's certain picks where I look back and say, what the fuck are you predicting? Like, do I forget what MMA entails sometimes when I make these fucking awful calls? I don't get it. I don't get it myself. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But then I have moments of clarity where things go great. And that's why we have the worst picks and the best picks. But you know what? I'll have less of the bullshit this next year. Trust, Finch. I'm telling you, they're going to say, what the fuck? This guy's picks are crazy. 2025.
It's always worth it to think from first principles instead of going off of what everybody else is saying, So it's a good thing that we go against the grain sometimes. I mean, that's fine. Well, I guess Colby was a dog. No,
he's a big dog.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's okay that we both, our worst picks of the year are both dogs. I mean, folks, can we get that?
That's facts, though. I guess so. That is true. Yeah. Some of the dogs, man, they just end up getting clubbed. It's just how it goes. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah. When Vegas is against you, that's, it's not everything. I mean, a lot of times underdogs come through. So that's why it's good to just think from first principles and decide. But it's letting you know where, generally the money's going to flow, generally what other analysts think. So yeah, the Vegas odds are they always inform my bet after I've made it. Like after I've chosen my pick, next thing is, okay, so what are the odds on that?
Yeah.
Just don't do it the other way around, which I feel like everybody else does, right?
No, it's valid.
I think that's the key to do it in the order of make your pick, then check the odds. Not check the odds, make your pick, because you're going to be biased.
I sometimes unintentionally just see the odds on Tapology, bro, and I'm like, fuck, I know the odds now.
You got to click the little button to see the odds, bro.
Dude, if you go
on the fucking button,
though, it's like it just comes up, man.
What do you mean? You got to click the button.
I click on the tail of the tape. I like to see the height. I like to see the reach. I like to see my statistics, man.
Tail of the tape, bro. You can see the height and the reach at the top of the screen. You talking to me like I don't know how to use Tapology, dog? I use Tapology all the time. Quick clicking the plus, and you won't see the fucking odds, dog.
I guess I gotta stop clicking it.
Stop
But
clicking the plus.
I'll stop clicking the plus
Do
for
your
God's sake.
fucking. The first thing I do is I copy the card, paste it in a document, and then I just write my picks out. Not Tapology, not nothing. The first thing I do, just write my picks out. Boom, boom, boom,
Then
boom,
you
boom.
do your research and change them.
Then I do some. Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting, bro. Yeah, I normally do the research and make picks as I go, not beforehand.
I just want to see what my instincts are, you know?
Yeah. I regret though if I go against my instincts. I'm like, God damn it, I fucked myself. I've done it before.
No, when new evidence is presented, that should change your beliefs, right?
I'm about to, you know what, Finch? I think I'm gonna try to follow that strat and just do blind picks to start and then watch film. Because I do film and then I make my picks. But like beforehand, I'm like, oh, I might pick this person or I might pick that. That's interesting. I like that idea.
Film's not a bad thing to go off of. Paku, what up, Paku? Of course, we would see you at the end of the fucking year. Yo, me and AJ on holiday with the family, smoking a J on the edge of a cliff, looking over the ocean. Happy New Year, brothers. Much love. Well, you know, be specific. Is it AJ's ocean? Is it my ocean? Because I'm here on the West Coast. We got that deep.
He's in New Zealand, bro. He's on that New Zealand ocean, bro.
Holy shit. All right. So
what's that? What ocean is over? The Indian Ocean? I have no idea. I really don't know.
Goofy ass. He's got
the Indian Ocean?
Isn't it the Pacific all the way over there? Am I tripping?
I have no fucking idea.
I hope I'm not tripping. All right.
I thought the world was flat, bro. I don't know.
The Tasman Sea. What the fuck?
The Tasman Sea. There we go.
It's the Pacific, right? Because the Indian's on the other side of Australia. Yeah, I was right. Right? Tell us what sea, bro.
Let's see the Indian Ocean, bro. The fucking
viewers are right. I'm coming here for geography. Give me the fuck.
I don't know.
Here.
Listen.
Thank you, Paku. Happy holidays, buddy.
Happy holidays, bro. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. God bless. And Finch, worst pick of the year was a good one. I'm glad we did this category. We had to.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, we had fun with them. And Paku, by the way, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Let's keep running. We got more. Listen, we're not done yet. We got the undeserved title shot of the year. For me, I have to say, Kaya Sakura, even though I picked him like a fucking moron. Looking back at it, the dude had no UFC fights. At least Usyk had momentum in the UFC and had some, nice wins.
Yeah.
Flyweight division, undeserved title shot. So like crazy in 2024.
Facts. I mean, they're just trying to keep the fucking thing alive. How do you not go with Kaya Sakura? It came from Ryzen. And, I mean, I like his style. I do, but gets finished, so. Yeah, we gotta say it like it is, man. Kaya Sakura, you probably should have had a UFC fight before getting a title shot.
I feel like that was an easy one, bro. Let's hope this is a resolution for the Finch. Finch thumbnail should be visible in 2025.
I better have AJ make him, dog. I better hire his ass.
Oh, shit. I was sending you them and they still came out blurry for you. I don't understand what the hell's wrong.
That's true, man. That's true.
I'm a thumbnail guru, dog. I've been doing thumbnails for a lifetime.
I'm not the thumbnail guru.
I've been doing thumbnails.
I think I got one that wasn't blurred. Was
Huh?
it my last one? It was my last one or the one before that. Because I did it on the website that AJ gave me. I don't know, guys. I try to just throw it up off my phone real quick. That's my fault.
You like the thumbnail for the award show today?
I didn't see it, brother.
Oh, I did a special thumbnail, bro. You didn't fucking look at it?
I didn't see it, brother. Here, I'm gonna look it up. Oh, I'm gonna look it up right now. MMA Experts. Boom. Based MMA awards. Shum. Yo, even AJ really knows that Poetan's fighter of the year. That just shows you. He really knows deep down that Poetan's fighter of the year.
I'm coping.
He's just trying to fuck around. Undeserved title shots, Kaya Sakura. Next.
Let's keep it running. We got the biggest surprise of the year, Finch.
This chest hair. Unbelievable. When I took off the shirt, remember? That was great. The biggest surprise of the year was the Sphere card bombing. Fuck. How did those fights suck? Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko sucking? That was surprising. And I'm a guy who thought that Valentina Shevchenko would hit takedowns in that fight. But for her just to hang on, like you expect those girls to go to war. It's such a cool female fight. So that was surprising. And then, you know, Sugar Sean was on fire with the striking. He only remembered that in the 5th round. That fight Merab was kissing him on the neck and shit. What the fuck was going on? Can you imagine me telling you, yeah, the card sucked, and in the main event, one dude was kissing the other dude's neck. You'd be like, what the fuck were you watching?
Yeah, that's definitely not good.
What kind of fucking pay-per-view is that? My wife is laughing in the other room, right? What the fuck?
That's valid.
That's not a norm. So I think that card bombing in that unique way has to be the biggest surprise of 2024.
I would say yes, as far as UFC cards bombing, that's valid. I also felt like the Ngannou versus Renan Ferreira fight doing like 10,000 pay-per-view buys. I mean, it's definitely an L of the year if it's not a big surprise, because Francis Ngannou getting signed to the PFL, it was like a big thing for them. And there was literally no way that there was even near breaking even on that event. I mean, 12,000 pay-per-view buys. And what was the pay-per-view? Like $40?
Yeah.
That's not much.
Wow. They reported that number for real?
10 to 12,000 was the estimated number. It was
goodness.
It was shit. I mean, that's terrible.
And they tried hard, man. They tried to build that thing up hard. Wow.
They tried it so hard to build that
on ESPN.
Didn't move a needle. Didn't move anything. It was the last hope, really.
Promotion. It is devastatingly hard to not be the UFC and be a mixed martial arts promotion. You know, they were able to figure out this YouTube boxing thing. They were able to, you know, it's really a celebrity boxing thing. They were able to, you know, make some big fights in boxing that didn't necessarily make a bunch of money. I mean, it's happening in, you know, in a place where the time of the fight is like midday in the United States. They're missing out on tons of pay-per-views. So it's interesting to see these other things going on outside the UFC. You want a money-making machine? The machine is the UFC.
Mm-hmm. The UFC by far, but I will stand on business with PFL. The issue is their model. I mean, you can't do tournaments all year and then do these like one-off normal cards and expect to really draw in that much viewership, right? It's like off-brand for them too. I think the issue is they're trying to recreate the wheel, right? Strikeforce was the number 2 to the UFC at one point, and they were great because, you know, they had a different production style, right? A little bit of a different flair, but they still had a champion. They still had top contenders, right? It's, I don't know, still MMA as we know it, right? Having a tournament where you fight 4 times in 8 months isn't super compelling to me. I don't know. Everything seems rushed. Everything seems forced. It's a lot of the same matchups getting rinsed and repeated. Ultimately, having control of matchups is also a major factor to garner attention to events. So that's the issue with the constant season tournament format that they bring. And then doing these one-off championship fights that don't make a lot of sense because you have like Bellator fighters, and we don't even know if Bellator is existing anymore, versus like PFL fighters, and then like the PFL champ from the last season fighting Ngannou and weird stuff like that. I think it was just destined to flop, honestly. So maybe it wasn't a huge surprise, but PFL as a whole failing in 2024 as they acquired Bellator, which was huge news at one point. That's honestly a big surprise, I guess, or maybe not.
Can I be hard on everybody for a second?
Yeah.
All of you who were saying that Francis Ngannou is underpaid, Dana White doesn't pay his fighters, he's underpaid. How much money did PFL lose paying Francis Ngannou to fight Renan Ferreira? I mean, oodles and oodles of dollars. It was not business savvy.
No.
Now, it brought in more eyeballs to overall talk about PFL and whatnot, but when it comes down to those pay-per-view buys, you want to talk about a bomb. So I think the UFC is this incredible opportunity that was created as something, a show that keeps going on. Like the way that boxing does such seldom of big events and how most people make nothing, the way that these other ones operate, they don't spread the money. They don't have the opportunity like the UFC does. The UFC is generating hundreds of opportunities for various athletes in various weight classes to become millionaires. I mean, they're in there cranking out millionaires all the time in the UFC. So you can't hate on it just because they don't make stupid money at the top, unless you're McGregor, I guess. And even then, he's making more in boxing. Doesn't mean that it's a good business model, because it creates more people who are making six figures. It creates more. The events are consistent. You could really fight 4 times a year, 3 times a year, like Alex Pereira did, right? Defending a title, making $1 million plus each time. That's great. I think with the UFC, this machine that the UFC is, I like it. Most people don't.
I think the UFC is fantastic, but I will say there is surely room for at least a pay grade increase to match the current inflation, right?
Why does no other, and I agree, I don't mean to cut you off. Why does no other organization have as many events as the UFC?
They don't have the funding.
That's what you guys are wondering what's happened with the money. Dana's not gambling all of it. It goes into reinvesting in the sport. So when you don't, pay the top fighters insane amounts of money, and instead you take that money and reinvest it, you get Conor McGregor doing ads on NFL football games, and you got all these different events you promote all year. That's when the sport grows. That's when you create opportunities for a guy like Francis Ngannou to come through and win a title. So it matters. The reinvestment in the sport is unprecedented when you consider what the UFC has done over the past 20 years.
I'd say yes, but I still stand on they should up pay with inflation. I mean, if the UFC, 15 years ago was giving you 12 and 12 or whatever, 16 and 16, I think they should jump it a bit, bro. I don't know. I mean, if you're debuting in the UFC, I'm not saying you should be making $50,000. I think that's too much. But is it $18K?
How much do they generate? How much does the first pay-per-view fight, first prelim fight, on let's say even a fight night, how much do they generate for the UFC?
Minimal revenue.
The UFC loses money. The UFC loses money on most fights. Most fights on the card are not selling enough tickets or selling enough merch or selling enough pay-per-views to even hold the water of the fight. They're losing money on most fights. But the strategy is to stack the cards up from top to bottom and to crank them out so that you watch the UFC instead of the fighter. It used to be about, it was Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Who cares about the promotion? As to where the UFC is, you're watching the UFC. Who wins the UFC title? That's what matters. They're able to keep these things going. It's just a different business model. I don't think many people really understand it.
You put it well, though. I think that's something that many wouldn't consider. How much money is, the first fighter on a card generating for the UFC? Probably not any.
I used to work for these small shows, AJ. I used to see this happen where it's not lucrative to be like a mid-size MMA organization, to be one of these like smaller ones. You're making your money on like beer sales, bro. They're not making money with these fighters for a reason. So just saying, it's a beautiful thing how many jobs the UFC gives. And the pay is not as outrageous as I think the average fan seems to think.
Valid. All right. Finch, man, what a pretty base take, man. It adds to the base title for the vid, bro. I like it, man. Well, listen, to close out everything, we had to end on the fraud of the year note. There was some major fraud checks, like Vitor Petrino losing twice. But ones that stood out more than anything were probably Rebellis Despain's absolute bust of a UFC career and no takedown defense, and Benoit Saint-Denis getting checked twice big time, as he somehow garnered like BMF championship level hype preceding the fight against Poirier to then, getting beat up by Money Moicano. Now, ultimately, I'm going to have to say fraud of the year is Rebellis to Spain because the comparisons were to Francis Ngannou. This is a one-of-the-kind talent. Like, the guy came into the UFC looking like he could make waves at heavyweight and to already be released, and actually did karate combat and won recently, and is also going to be with the GFL if the GFL has the draft and they sign him to a fight, one of the teams. I don't know if you know about the GFL. I can explain afterwards after this segment if you're interested.
The what was it? Geriatric? Was that the
Geriatric Fighting League? Yes, the OGs. The OGs.
Yo,
What do you
fraud
think?
of the year is an amazing category. First of all, Rebellis de Spain is an absolute bust. Benoit Saint Denis having a terrible year, getting put away by Moicano, complete bust. Petrino, we talked about this before the show. Petrino absolutely showing such low fight IQ. I mean, for a guy who you just play him like a video game, you think you could beat everybody. But the dude's got such a limited arsenal. So Petrino was horrific. Mike Malott really just, choking against Neil Magny, and then not a great performance against, Trevin Giles. And then Cyril Gane is another honorable mention because Cyril Gane was supposed to be the champ. Remember, people thought he was going to beat Francis Ngannou. That didn't happen. Cyril Gane has got, a lot of work still to do, and has shown to be overrated. So all those are as the tough internet likes to say, fraud checks. So fuck, who got fraud checked the worst? We gotta go with Rebellis de Spain. Unfortunately, my man is awful at grappling.
Getting out wrestled by Waldo Cortez Acosta, a former pro boxer. And Austin Lane.
That was a good bet. That's one of my favorite bets of the year. That's a fucking good bet.
That was really good. I think that Rebellis de Spain stands tall as the fraud of the year. Cannot defend a takedown. Very glad he did karate combat, but I won't lie to you. Hearing that he's in talks with the GFL, I think this could be trouble. I mean, Fabricio Verdum might be in the lineup. I don't think he's getting past anybody with grappling skills and a bit of explosiveness. Now, I want to explain a little bit the concept of GFL. So it's going to be 6 teams. You heard that? 6 teams, similar to the IFL, which was from the 2000s era. There's going to be 6 teams competing against one another. The teams are going to be drafted at the end of January, right? So there is a pool of fighters that can be signed to a team. Now, if you are not signed to a team, you're put on as a reserve fighter, but you are allowed to fight elsewhere. They're not going to stifle anybody from taking fights in other leagues just because they're on the reserve list. So it's a very interesting concept. They're looking to bring back the team concept, still trying to reinvent the wheel, similar to what PFL did. But I like the team thing better. I don't know. The team thing could be interesting, at least for a season or so. I'm going to be tuning in. Do you know some of the names that the GFL has brought in? Like Ovin St. Preux, Vanderlei Silva, Fabricio Verdum, Andrei Arlovsky, Alexei Oleinik. We got the OG Phil Hawes. But what's funny is GFL posted on Twitter, I believe this was the day before yesterday, and I said, listen, don't be a Grinch, don't troll. But they put they're veterans, right? And they had like former champions, former title challengers. You had Gustafsson. They had Vanderlei on the poster. Then they put rising stars, and you got Phil Hawes in the rising stars. Like, oh, he's been a rising star since 2016. What the fuck is happening?
Holy shit. Holy shit. Yo, they're going for it, though. I mean, they got to, you got to be a carp. You got to be a bit of a bottom feeder if you want to come in and compete. So they're taking names. I mean, what was the PFL trying to do? They're trying to take Francis, who's a UFC name. It's hard to build your own names. Bellator always struggled with it. They got great fighters, Patchy Mix and Johnny Eblin and Vadim Nemkov. They've got great homegrown fighters. It's hard to make them pay-per-view stars. So they're going the route of taking a bunch of, UFC names. Yeah. Yo, it's hard out here for a pimp, man. I understand. Yeah, they're going for it. They want you to watch. Let's see what they can make. Somebody said, I'll give them I'll give him a shout because I don't want to rip it. Grandpa Fighting League. I mean, you know, they're going for it. If Mike Tyson's in there in his 50s, why wouldn't other people think they could? And you know what? If it's entertainment at the end of the day, I just don't want nobody to, you know, Vanderlei Silva having a Vanderlei Silva style fight in his 50s. You
Not a
know,
great idea.
not the, you know, I've always liked Dana's stance on this. It's like, when you should retire, you should retire, you
I
know.
agree.
But with that being said, now we were talking about the pay thing. I mean, people need that check, man. You know, Mike Tyson's probably had a lovely Christmas this year after that check.
I bet. You know who else is there? Luke Rockhold's available for signing. Gegard Mousasi, Marcus
Gegard,
Perez. There's some good names, man. Abu Bakar Nurmagomedov, Benson Henderson, Jordan Meehan, Francisco Trinaldo, Tyron Woodley, Husamar Palhares. I don't know how the fuck he's even getting back into MMA. That's crazy.
So if you really want to be the world champ, you're in the UFC. But if you want to like compete at a high level and kind of push yourself and still get some limelight and get some money, like PFL, Ryzen, right? And then if you just want to fuck around, you do GFL.
GFL, bro. Kevin Lee's there.
If you're just there to fuck around.
She's there to fuck around, bro. They got Kevin Lee. Look at this. Where does he fit into all of it? He fits into the fucking GFL 2025. Holy shit.
Kevin Lee versus Phil Hawes. Who goes out first?
I would say weird fight, man. Weird fight for sure. That'd be strange. We'll see what the GFL brings. Don't hold your breath, but they're coming in April. Will be the first event. I definitely want to tune into it. I definitely want to pay attention to it. It's at least worthwhile to give them a chance on their first event. So no matter where it's going to be on, I'll be watching.
Chuck Norris is in. Wow, Chuck Norris versus Vanderlei first event would be crazy.
Dude, I think that they're bringing back all the OGs. That's it. Mark Coleman's fighting again 2025.
Let's do some wild shit. Show me like how about Vanderlei and Fedor?
Vanderlei and Fedor would be cool, but Fedor ain't fighting in GFL, dude.
No?
Nah, unless they what money they got for him.
I don't know. Yeah, he's probably got that Putin check.
He's set. He don't need no money. It's a crazy game, bro. MMA outside of the UFC is more Wild West now than it was 15 years ago.
I give you goats and land.
Goat land, take this
no
goat.
fight in Grandpa Fight League. Goats
yes,
and land.
good fight. Good fight, brother. What do you think, bro? 15 years ago, would you rather be a free agent or today?
Today, man. Today, yeah. The sport's so much bigger. 15 years ago.
Strike Force, though, Bellator, there was still leagues that had some hype. Now it's like PFL. I mean, you want to do the tournament? All right. GFL, I guess that's an option. Go to one championship, fight once every 2 years.
It's hard out there. I mean, we're back. It's hard out there to compete with the UFC. You want to compete with the UFC, you better be ready to lose money.
Yeah.
You better be ready to lose money. And the Saudis are, you know, Turkey Al Sheikh, man, he's good. He's good with losing a band. You know, that's okay with him. He's got a bunch of eyeballs coming in to the kingdom. That's what they want.
They say boxing, though. That's fair. They say boxing, though.
I mean, you could say that, but if nobody's making money, is it really saved? I mean, as soon as they go away, is something thriving? You
That's
know,
fair.
You could say they killed boxing. I mean,
maybe
I don't know.
They put it on. It's just, if it's not for them, they let it go. Crumbles.
You know, so what happens now? Maybe there's a reset. Maybe this is the time Dana could step in. He's been wanting to do Zuffa boxing forever. So, you know, maybe that's an opportunity.
We'll see. Finch, today's show was chill. It was a nice hour and a half of Chip chopping it up about our end of the year recap. I'll be honest, bro. Can we bring the fucking fights back? It's taking too long. I'm ready for next week.
I know, man. Well, so we're excited to announce that we'll be breaking down Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships big card end of January. And then we'll be on a fucking roll when the UFC card starts. So yeah, we're back to work next week.
Back to work next week, guys. Tune in every single day. I'll have some content flowing for you guys this week. Plan on doing a stream earlier in the day tomorrow for New Year's. And then, yeah, next week starts the consistent full card breakdowns, bets, and more. The weigh-in show is back. Fight Companion is back. It's going to be madness 2025, and I'm here for it. Finch, and I hope you enjoyed. Are you doing a Mike Finch show tonight? Or are you chilling, bro?
I'm chilling tonight. We pretty much
Okay,
covered everything. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Go say the same shit I already said?
Nah.
I will have Mike Finch show back next week. We'll be breaking
Cool.
down the fights. I'm looking forward to breaking down this fucking pay-per-view coming up in Los Angeles. Islam
Sick.
Makhachev, Arman Sarukian, Yuri Prohaska, Jamal Hill. This shit's gonna be loud, and we'll be going for it. Super excited running into 2025. I'll be giving out bets for those and Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships fights this year. Just doubling down, bro. Having a lot of fun with this. To another strong year of Moneyline. AJ, cheers, my brother.
Cheers, my brother. 2025 brings great success. Chat, we love you. Thanks for tuning into the off-week show. Smash the likes on your way out. If you're new, sub it up. Give Finch a W for the Charles Radke pick right there. My guy. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I'll see you tomorrow. You'll see Finch next week. Back to work, baby. Good night. Happy New Year. Peace.